Welcome to I'm Not Repeating Myself podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and I hope you heard what I said the first time because I'm not repeating myself. Hope everybody's doing good on this good Monday. Glad that y'all kicking it with me today. It is a new month. It is June. June is officially here. This year is blown by, man. Like I always say, January, February, March, April, May, and June, all blurs. All blurs. But I feel like it really kicks up when March and April get here. I don't even really remember March and April for real. Of course, I remember it, but it's just like, boom. It's like that little boost on Mario Kart. When you go over the little thing, it just speed up. So we already halfway through the year, man. Ask yourself, what have you done this year so far? That's what you should start off with. As you start June of 2025, ask yourself, what have you accomplished this year so far? That's very important because as time continue to goes on, and I never really thought about it, but they wasn't lying when they said after you graduate high school, these years just blow by. That's just that's just what it is. These years just continue to blow by. So really sit back, assess what have you done so far as we approach 6 months because these next sixes, how it goes for me is January through June a blur. July kind of slow up. August you kind of pick back up. September the year's over. Soon as September 1st hits, the year's over. That's where we're at with it. So really sit back, ask yourself, what have you accomplished so far? If you set a goal, did you reach it? If you didn't reach it, what are the things that you will continue to make sure that you do hit those goals? If you did reach your goals, what are you doing to get to the next one? Or if you're overworking yourself, how can you implement more rest? Sometimes we get caught up in our rat races with our own personal goals, just chasing all type of other things, getting caught up in work, getting that promotion at work, fitness goals, whatever the case may be. But sometimes you need to implement some rest in there too. So you don't want to overwork yourself, stretch yourself out too thin to where you're not getting rest because your body ain't nothing without getting some rest. So I hope y'all having a good 6 months of the year so far. I know I have personally. We are 4 episodes in on this thing. I want to thank y'all again for making sure that you tapped in with me and all of that and continue to give y'all great content. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It don't cost nothing to like, share, subscribe this video. Check me out on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple as far as the audio side as well. So we're going to kick this thing off, man. We had the American Music Awards, and I didn't really want to deep dive too much on this because I just wanted to pretty much see who took home everything on as far as the R&B and rap side. So that took place, I want to say Monday. So yeah, for the American Music Awards 2025 winners, we had Billie Eilish take home Artist of the Year. I'm not surprised at that. Favorite male hip hop artist winner was Eminem. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck Eminem won that. The nominees were Drake, Future, Kendrick, and Tyler Creator. So I want to know what type of criteria they had to where Eminem won it because I don't remember him putting anything out that was significant. Drake, I can see. Future, Kendrick Lamar 100% deserved to take home this award, especially coming off the heels of 2024. I don't see how Kendrick Lamar did not sweep this. And of course, we got the BET Awards coming up next week. So I think he's definitely 100% going to clear everything as far as that. Favorite female R&B artist, excuse me, y'all. Favorite female R&B artist. We had nominees were Kalani, Mooney Long, Summer Long, SZA, Tyler. SZA took home that award. Not really surprised at that. Favorite R&B song. Nominees were Chris Brown, Residuals, Mooney Long, Made for Me. Winner was SZA, Saturn. The Weeknd and Playboy Cardi for Timeless. Tommy Richmond, $1 Million Baby. Those were the other nominees. What else do we have? Yeah, don't really. Yeah, so that was pretty much. Oh, favorite female hip hop artist. Doechii was nominated. Glorilla, Lotto, Meg Thee Stallion, and Sexy Red. Meg took home that award, so congratulations to Meg. I honestly thought Doechii would have won that award. Doechii, she had a great year. She had a great album that came out last year. Alligator Bites Don't Heal. I thought that was a great album. You could have gave that to either Doechii or Meg. I can see how Meg won it, but I think Doechii had more of an impact as far as rap over the last year. So Salute to her for taking home that. Favorite hip hop album. The nominees were Future and Metro, We Don't Trust You, Gunna, One of One, Kendrick Lamar, GNX, Tyler Creator, Chromacopia, Eminem, The Death of Slim Shady. So Eminem took home that. How? I don't know, but this is the American Music Awards, so we all know what's going on with that right there. If you know, you know. But there's no way that album is better than Kendrick Lamar GNX. I'm still spinning GNX a lot till this day. That album is 100% a classic. And it's gonna be, I think 5-10 years down the line, we're gonna be having some serious conversations about that album. That's just my personal opinion. Kendrick Lamar 100% deserved to sweep everything as regards to hip hop awards in any hip hop category. Any award show that got hip hop in it, Kendrick Lamar, especially off the heels of 2024, deserves to take home anything for GNX. There's no way Death of Slim Shady is better than GNX. Favorite hip hop song, your nominees were Future and Metro, Kendrick Lamar, Like That, Glorilla, TGIF, Glorilla and Sexy Red, What You Know About Me, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar and SZA Luther, Not Like Us took home that award. Not surprising, coming off the heels of that beef. I honestly thought Like That would have won it, but Not Like Us, we all know, was everywhere this past year. Everywhere. Still coming into 2025, it was still killing. Of course, he performed it at the Super Bowl halftime show, so salute to Kendrick for taking home that for Not Like Us. Favorite male R&B artist, the nominees were Bryce Tiller, Chris Brown, Party Next Door, The Weeknd, Usher. The Weeknd took home that award. Not surprised, just based off of the nominees. Shout out to PMD. PND did have a good album the year, what was that, the end of 2023 going to 2024. He had a pretty good album, but I can see why The Weeknd got that. Favorite R&B album, we had nominees were Bryce Tiller, self-titled, Bryce Tiller, Party Next Door, Party Next Door Part 4, Party Next Door and Drake, Some Sexy Songs for You, SZA, SOS Deluxe, and The Weeknd, Hurry Up Tomorrow. The winner was The Weeknd. He took home that, so congratulations to them on that. But as far as the rap, yeah, I don't see how Eminem took home those 2 awards. I'm sorry. I got to give Kendrick Lamar, as far as that, he had to take home those awards. GNX is just an amazing album from top to bottom. No misses. So congratulations to the nominees and the winners. And like I said, we got the BET Awards coming up, so I'm interested to see how that's going to go. BET Awards, actually, I want to give them some props. Over the last couple years, we've been having some pretty good shows from the BET Awards. They've really been killing it, doing their thing. Kevin Hart, I think, is hosting it this year is it with Kai Cenat? Don't correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think it's Kevin Hart and Kai Cenat doing the collaborative hosting on that. But I'm definitely interested to see how that pans out. So, some other big news that hit the TL this week. We had Trump. He pardoned a couple of people. We had him pardon NBA youngboy and commuted descendants of Larry Hoover. But there is somewhat an asterisk when it comes to the Larry Hoover one, because Larry Hoover is also serving a sentence of 200 years under the state of Illinois. I believe that's where he's locked up. Let me look that up because I did have that bookmarked. Yes, Larry Hoover's federal prison sentence was commuted. He still has to finish his 200-year Illinois state prison sentence for a murder conviction. Trump's commutation does not cover that. So, yeah, the Larry Hoover still got to serve that 200-year sentence in the state prison, which is kind of tough. I know he's done a lot of philanthropy work while he's been locked up. So congratulations to him on that. And also, all the good work that he's done. But you also have to remember, sometimes the good deeds you do after your bad act don't absolve those actions. So at the end of the day, Larry Hoover's going to have to sit down for that. I've seen a lot of praise behind the NBA youngboy one and the Larry Hoover one. But we got to understand, too, Trump still doesn't give a fuck about black people at the end of the day. So don't get all up in arms, because he'll do some crazy shit like, pardon Derek Chauvin or some shit like that. Even if he still got a state sentence that he got to do, that'll still be some shit that's well within Trump's rights. It's something I wouldn't be surprised that he would do. So I don't want to get too caught up on that. And I hope us as a people don't get caught up on that neither, because we all know Trump would do some shit and black people would be like, yeah, see, Trump don't really, no. I'm sorry. I'm not giving Trump no grace. I really don't give a fuck about dog. I really don't care about when it comes to presidents, and I don't want to really dive too deep on that, but I really don't got too much burn when it comes to Trump. But I did see that hit the TL, and a lot of people was excited about that. Mainly the NBA YoungBoy fans, because I know he got possibly a tour that's coming up, so that'll be good for them, I guess. Hopefully he can stay out of trouble. That's really all I care about when it comes to the artists. I'm not really an NBA YoungBoy fan, but I know if I got a few homies that listen to him that really love his music. I'm to the point now when it comes with him, I just want to see dog just chill. He's had a great career, sold millions and millions of albums, millions of streams. He just needs to stay out of trouble. He's a young guy with a lot of talent, and I just want to see him be there for his kids and be there for his fans more than anything. So that was that. And also, I won't be surprised. Let me throw this out there. Hypothetically speaking, if Diddy gets found guilty, I could see Trump pardon Diddy. I can 100% see that. That's not something I won't be surprised to see happen. We all know Trump and Diddy are known to be kind of close. They mix around in the same circles. We seen them in pictures together, parties together, all that kind of stuff. But if Diddy was to get found guilty, I would not be surprised if Trump pardons that nigga. Don't be surprised if you see that. Don't even get upset, because we all know when it comes to politics, celebrities, and big money, anything is possible, man. There's a lot of people walking around with a lot of power, ability to do what they do. Trump is in office. He can do whatever the fuck he want to do. Diddy, he got connections. Them two, again, are very cool. So don't be surprised if you was to see Trump pardoning Diddy. That definitely could be something that we see happen. So, Cardi B, once again, and I said this last year, and she continues to play in the fans' faces. So Cardi B, she went on another Twitter space rant again about Offset. I'm not going to really deep dive into what she said. If you've been following that whole thing, you pretty much know what she says. But it's really off the heels of, we all seen the news of Offset wanting to get spousal support after their divorce. She goes off about that. What I still ultimately want to know is, where is the music? Because I did hear her say in that space, oh, I be working. Working on what exactly? That's all I really want to know. Every time Cardi goes on one of these rants, she always throws in there that she be working on her music. Yet we don't receive no music. Again, her album came out 2018. It is 7 years later. At what point are we gonna get less rants and more music? Sorry, I really don't care about Cardi's personal life. Again, I give her no props for being a great businesswoman, tremendous businesswoman. But you can't keep throwing in the fact, trying to sneak it in there about, oh, you be working on music. You're not giving the fans no music. That's all I really want to know. And like, once again, and I said this about Remy and Papoose last week, I really don't care about y'all personal business. Y'all continue to put this out there and they get mad at the fans when they have opinions. Hey, Cardi, other artists, other rappers, entertainers, athletes, when you guys load up that phone, sit in front of that phone, and start telling us y'all business, that's on y'all. You can't get upset when people have opinions about what you're choosing to put on the internet, especially about your personal life. You can't. Now, you can fire back if you want to fire back. Cool, whatever the case may be. But none of this happens if you don't put your shit out on the internet. This is a constant revolving door with her and Offset. The same shit, different month. The same shit, different year. It's the same shit. When are we going to get music? Offset, I'm not absolving him neither, because he corny too. This is just not to get on Cardi B. I'm just speaking because Cardi B, of course, she has the bigger fan base. She garners more attention. And all of these spaces be because of her. We don't see Offset. He don't really get on spaces, but he'll say some slick shit in the comments, try to spin narratives from her pen. I'm not saying she's not well within her rights to feel in a type of way, but it's a certain type of way you got to handle certain shit. Once again, here we come again with the same shit. Cardi B and Offset, bro. Y'all both are artists. Good artists at that. We all know. Legends in their own rights. Offset, Migos. And he's actually done good solo. That's the crazy thing with Offset. Is why do we even have to come to these lengths? The relationship didn't work out, bro. Y'all have kids together, and you got kids from other relationships. Cardi, she just has kids with Offset. Offset, he has kids from another relationship. Your kids, once again, are going to see this. Same thing I said with Remy last week. So at what point do we put the phones down and just handle your business privately? Because I think we would look at these artists in a completely different light if we didn't have the access that we have. But also, it's not even so much the access, it's what they choose to put out there. These fans are not controlling what y'all tell us. The fans are not controlling you getting out there and having your spats with your partner on social media. So, again, I'm putting the onus on the artist. I just want to hear music at this point. I care less about that personal shit. Again, we coming up on year 7 of no music from Cardi B. Yeah, we got a few features here and there, but where is the music? That's what we should be talking about the most. Ever since, I give it about 2 years. Okay, 2020. After 2020, it's been nothing but a little features here and there and Twitter rants from Cardi B. Whether it be about something about Offset, oh, the fans don't appreciate this, which I'm talking about before, but dog, give us something to appreciate. And I think Cardi is a good rapper. Good artist. She definitely, her album was Invasion of Privacy. Good album. But 7 years. 7 years. It's been 7. So less Twitter rants, less Twitter Spaces rants, and more music. Because essentially we don't give a fuck about that. We don't. Where is the music? At the end of the day, where's music? I know Offset, I think he just dropped a single. He got an album coming out soon. I really don't remember. I didn't get a chance to check it out. But yeah, man, we pass all that. We pass all that. At what point do you sit back and you just be like, damn, this some lame shit? My kids gonna grow up, they gonna see this. I'm gonna have to explain this. That's what I ultimately be thinking of. I'm like, y'all don't cringe when y'all see shit like this and y'all spaz? Like spaz on each other in private. Why put this shit on the internet, dog? Why? Regardless if somebody else is trying to spin narratives on the internet, okay, you don't have to stoop to that level. You don't. It's counterproductive to your music career. Even if you still want to have a music career, I don't know. Because like I said, it's been this long at this point, man. Just, I don't know. I don't know. Just do your fashion thing, do your social media influencer thing, whatever the case may be. But we here for the music. I know most of the fans, we're here for the music. That's why we came to like you. We came to like you because of your music, your raps, your great rapping ability. Same thing for Offset, same shit. And you know, all that antagonizing shit, that shit lame too, bro. That's still the mother of your child at the end of the day. So it don't benefit you in no way neither. And on top of that, you trying to get spousal support. That don't even make sense. If the woman has moved on, bro, let it the fuck go. Let it go, dog. You ain't getting her back. And I don't give a fuck if y'all do get back. Okay, it's the same shit again, over and over again. Move on, bro, and focus on the music and y'all kids. Because y'all, all we getting at is this. Then y'all turn around and get mad at the fans because we in y'all business. No, motherfucker, y'all keep telling us about this shit. We don't give a fuck. We don't. I don't want to see no more Cardi B rants, no more Offset antagonizing that with none of that. I don't want to see none of that shit no more. Get in the studio and make some music. That's it. That's all you have to do. Get in the studio, make some music, put it out, do the same thing again in 2 years or a year after. Do that. That's what you do for us. We would appreciate that. So, speaking of music, I want to shout out Leon Thomas. He dropped the Mutt Deluxe. And man, listen, everybody knows I'm a huge 90s R&B head. And I understand we'll never get the 90s R&B sound again. That aside, this nigga Leon Thomas is kind of restoring that feeling, bro. For 2025, that's the thing. It don't got to sound like that, but this nigga single-handedly, I think, has his hands on the R&B game right now. That nigga dropped the Deluxe, and he has some new tracks on there. Let me go ahead and name some of these tracks because I was listening to this yesterday. I'm like, damn, he got a track called Healed. He got the Mutt with Chris Brown remix. He got Party Favorites with Big Sean, Not Fair, Prize, Rather Be Alone featuring Haley, Vibes Don't Lie remix with Big Sean, and Dirt on My Shoulders with Kalani, and Catch a Stray. But that Not Fair, I think that's the best track out this whole shit. The whole shit, including the first half with Lucid Dreams, Vibes Don't Lie, Dancing with Demons, How Fast, Yes It Is. Dog, Not Fair is amazing. Amazing production. Amazing songwriting. This nigga Leon Thomas is doing this thing, and I want to give Dog his props. I want to give him his flowers because he single-handedly been having his hands on this R&B shit. Putting his hands on it. He's restoring that feeling for real. Like I said, we all know R&B ain't so much what it used to be, but this nigga Leon Thomas is killing shit. Killing shit, and I wish him much success and keep on doing this thing because that Not Fair is amazing. I at least spent that shit like 20 times between yesterday and this morning. No bullshit. That shit is fire. And also, that Mutt remix because there's also, he got a remix with Freddie Gibbs. If people don't know, I can't really decide on which one is better. I can't really decide. I kind of want to lean towards the Freddie Gibbs because I like when R&B artists collaborate with rappers on remixes. That nigga Chris Brown got busy too though. But if I had to get the edge, that's kind of tough. I might have to get that. I might have to get the edge of Freddie Gibbs as far as that Mutt remix. So I'm interested to see what Leon Thomas also provides going forward. But yeah, man, salute to that nigga, man. Salute to you. Keep doing your thing, because that Not Fair is gonna stay in rotation. For sure. That Not Fair is definitely gonna stay in rotation, man. I definitely fuck with that. That shit is amazing. 100% fire. And also, there was another track on here. Where is that at? I wanted to get some props. Where is that? Oh, Rather Be Alone, Haley. Fire collab. So salute to Leon Thomas. Continue to do his thing. But I'm going to definitely spin that Not Fair probably 100 more times between today and the end of next week. So, more new music. We had Clipse with the Ace of Trumpets with their anticipated album coming out. That album will be dropping July 11th. And that album is going to be called Let God Sort 'Em Out. So we all know we're excited about this album dropping. We haven't heard from Clipse as a collective since 2009 when they had the album called Till a Casket Drops. So we got, of course, the main producer on this album, I think, is going to be Pharrell. Might be some others too. There's highly anticipated features, of course. We're highly anticipating maybe, allegedly, a Jay-Z verse, a Kendrick Lamar verse. But Ace Trumpets so far, I like what I've heard. Malice definitely 100% had the best verse on this track in particular. Pusha T is always going to do what he do. He just gets busy regardless. And Pusha T has been top 5 most consistent rapper since he touched down. As far as consistency, like definitely when he touched down in 99 up until now, we talking about damn near almost 25 going on 30 years of consistent rapping. Pusha T 100% has had cemented himself in this game, in this rap game, and it's good to see Malice back. Malice don't seem like he lost a step. I would have loved to have been in the studio when they was prepping though, because I know it's been a while since Malice has rapped. I just want to see I would like to see like the exercises rappers do to get back in rhythm as far as rapping, because it's been a while. I haven't heard from Malice since 2009. That was the last time they dropped together. That was Till the Casket Drops. But this Ace Trumpets is fire. Salute to Pharrell. Pharrell getting back in his bag, because I know there was kind of some little rumblings about Pharrell and did he still have it? You know, since the last couple times we heard him, it was kind of like, yeah, it's cool, but Pharrell will always get his props for being one of the greatest producers of all time. In my opinion, top 2. I got him and Kanye 1 and 2 as far as rap producers of all time. Nobody fucking with them 2. But when Pharrell gets together, I feel like when Pharrell get with certain rappers, whether it be Kanye West, Pusha T, Jay-Z, he just taps into a different mode. I know he did other production with other rappers, but them 3 in particular, like I said, the Clipse, Pusha T, and Kanye West, they just seem to just hit a certain level, and that shit is just amazing. But Ace Trumpets is fire. The flow is amazing. Like I said, Pharrell 100% showed out. Everybody collectively just did a great job. And I think it's very important, especially when you come back together, you stick with your roots. I think had the Clipse came back trying to do it with another producer, like, let's say they try to get back with Kanye West, I don't think it would have been. It would have been. And I think you have to give your fans what they're used to. And what we're used to is Clipse with Pharrell. And they started out with Pharrell. Why not come back with Pharrell? So it 100% makes sense. So I'm glad that they was able to. Honestly, I hope this album is fully produced by Pharrell, now that I think about it. I'm not saying there's not other dope producers out here and that they don't get busy, but I hope Pharrell is doing this whole album because that's how we got introduced with them, introduced to them. Of course, we know Chad is not, in cahoots with Pharrell no more, but, of course, Pharrell can hold his own. But I definitely hope that Pharrell, just from a fan perspective, I would love to hear what that sounds like because when we got introduced to them in 99, and between 99 and 2002, it was Pharrell and the Clipse. So them coming back, I'm interested to see how those beats sound, those rap sound. And, of course, I think everybody's anticipating for Malice to outshine Pusha T on this. I'm going to just go ahead and say that now. I think a lot of people are highly anticipating Malice to outperform Pusha T on this. Now, I did see a couple of people on the TL and throughout social media this week saying, oh, I've always felt like Malice was the better rapper than Pusha T. Okay, cool. But for me, I'm always saying on this, consistency matters. I've been listening to Clipse since 2002. Does Malice outperform Pusha T on records? 100%. Does Pusha T outperform Malice on certain records? 100%. But at the end of the day, when I got to boil down to just consistency of raps, the elite wordplay, flow, I got to get that edge to Pusha T, man. And I think sometimes what it is, when we know somebody has left off on a high note, because Malice did leave off on a high note, and then they go, you got to think, bro, he's been gone for like 16 years. It might not seem like that long, but he legit has been gone for 16 years. He has not rapped since Till the Casket drops. So I know a lot of people like, I feel like it's kind of the popular thing to say, like, oh, Malice always been a better rapper than Pusha T. If you feel that way, cool. My opinion, it's always been Pusha T. Just for the simple fact that he never left and he always stayed here. And he's given us some legendary verses, feature verses, and projects in between. And I got to salute that. I got to put that over a guy who has not rapped in about 16 years. But all in all, I'm glad them two are back together. I definitely cannot wait to hear this album. July 11th is when this album drops. Let God sort them out. But I do hope we get that Jay-Z feature. I hope we get that Kendrick Lamar feature because I'm definitely anticipating that. Now, to some other things surrounding this whole album rollout and all this. So, we all know that Jim Jones, Pusha T had a little back. I can't even say it was a back and forth. So, let me take us back. So, back around May, June 2023, the Clipse was at this fashion runway show in Paris, and there was a record that dropped that was dissing Jim Jones. Jim Jones heard it. He came out. He did his record on, I think performing on the block. Correct me if I'm wrong, or whatever that platform was. But Jim replied June 2023 to that verse. It is now June 2025. It's 2 years later. Here's my new rule. When it comes to disses, I feel like there needs to be some respectable time frame as far as responding to disses. I feel like we need to start addressing that time factor. And for me, I'm being generous in saying you got 6 months. All this wait a year, 2 years stuff, enough of that. If Pusha T responds to Jim Jones on this album, I'm not giving it no props. And I love Pusha T. Again, he's a great rapper. This has nothing to do with his artistry. I'm strictly talking about this back and forth between him and Jim Jones. Jim Jones got that W. That man responded and was a great response, in my opinion, to that verse 2 years ago. It's 2 years later, bruh, keep it. If you cannot respond to it, this is 6 months, keep it. Nas replied to Takeover 3 months, and that was 01. I feel like I'm being more than fair in saying that. So as far as that, if Pusha T give a diss, rather be a full diss record or some bars to Jim Jones, I'm not acknowledging. I'm not giving it no props. Jim Jones got that W. We got to start having respectable time frames when it comes to these disses, man. Because what's the point? If guys are hearing things and then they're getting in the booth, I'm not saying got to be 24 hours, a week, 2 weeks, and none of that. I feel like I'm being more than fair by saying 6 months. But dog, all this wait a year, 2 years stuff, no. We got to start giving dogs a W, especially if it was a good response as far as that exchange, bro. Because what's the purpose if we not gonna get it right then and there? Like, what's the point? What are we doing if it's not gonna be right then and there, bro? No, bro. No, we gotta start respecting that shit, and that's something that Pusha T has done before. Not saying that they're not good raps, but dog, we gotta start holding these rappers accountable when it comes to responding to disses. Niggas is getting in the booth, ready to respond to some shit. But then here you come a year later, 2 years later. So, like I said, I don't know. I'm just saying, if Pusha T has bars or diss record to Jim Jones, I'm not acknowledging that shit. Jim Jones won that. He won that back and forth, bro. I'm sorry. You can't come 2 years later with a diss. You cannot do that, bro. You cannot do that. And me personally, I can't respect that shit no more. No, those days are over. Those days are over. And like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with Pusha T as a rapper. That doesn't change how he's ranked to me, how I view him. But as far as this exchange with him and Jim Jones got that W, bro. Jim Jones got that W. I'm sorry. We can't continue to allow niggas to just sit and then come out of nowhere and be like, bro, that shit was over a year ago, my nigga. 6 months. 6 months is my new rule, bro. 6 months. We got to start holding these rappers accountable. 6 months, dog. 6 months. That's all I really got to say about it. And salute to Jim for having a good response to that. Because like I said, I don't even think Jim replied that fast either. I think he came back probably like a week later, 2 weeks later. It wasn't like 24 hours, 48 hours type shit. Even if it was, I still would have gave him props. But it was still a respectable time frame, bro. That's really my whole thing when it comes to disses. Because what's the point of having a battle if you're not going to have it there? Like, 2 boxers don't get in the ring and then one boxer leave out and then come back a week later? Nah, the fight is over. You forfeited. You forfeited. That nigga heard that diss on that runway, got in the booth, and was at your head, bro. I can't respect a 2 year later response. I can't do that. I'm sorry. But again, salute the Clipse. Can't wait to hear the album. I hope it's going to be a great album. And I'm ready to hear that. So, next up. This bothered me. And I said it wasn't going to let it bother me, but fuck it, we here. So, Complex dropped 50 best LA rappers list. I'm not going to go through the whole 50. We just going to go ahead and get to the shits. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get to the shits. So, the top 10, and this is in order. No, top 11. Top 11. Coming in at 11 is The Game. Number 10, Nipsey Hussle. 9, Eazy-E. Be Real. Ice-T. DJ Quick. Tyler, the Creator. Dr. Dre. Ice Cube. Snoop Dogg. And Kendrick Lamar at number 1. Oh, man. Bro, listen. I understand it's Game doesn't make it easy on himself for getting slander. Understand that. Put that to the side. There's no way you can have any list of LA rappers and not have them at least top 5. It doesn't even, I don't care what the fucking criteria is. You cannot have a LA rappers list of all time and not have that man top 5. Me personally, I got him top 3. Maybe 2. But I'll put Snoop and Kendrick over him. And I'm trying to understand why Tupac is not on this list. Because somebody explain that to me, why Tupac is not on the list. But okay, whatever. Game 100% is top 3 rapper of all time to come out the West Coast. He revived the West when it was dead. We just go ahead and establish that. After Pac died, Death Row, we all know shit, all that whole shit went bankrupt. The West was on the downside. Snoop, he was kind of like fizzling on his way out, kind of still doing his thing, but there was really no prominent names doing anything from the West. He kicked down the door between 03 and 05 for the West. Documentary, kicked down the door. How can you tell the story of rap from LA without him not being at the top? That don't even make sense. Be Real, like, come on, bro. No disrespect. Ice-T, no. DJ Quick, no. Tyler, the Creator, no. No. I'm not even putting Dre over him. I'm not. Cube, much respect. Like I said, Snoop and Kendrick Lamar are really the only 2 that I'm putting over him personally. Nipsey, much respect to Nipsey. No. Eazy-E, hell to the no. No. And again, no disrespect to them guys, but we have to be honest. I understand Game does corny shit. He does. But that has nothing to do with his rap ability. That man 100% deserves to be one of the top 5 rappers of all time coming out of LA. Be real, dog. Be Real. Documentary. He don't got no bad albums. No bad albums. I've always said that. Let's run through the Game's discography real quick. Let's run through it. Hold on. I got y'all right here. So let's go through this. So you got the documentary, Doctor's Advocate 06. LAX. Then you got the Red Album. Then you got Jesus Piece. Documentary 2.5. That was a very underrated project. You got 1992. Born to Rap. Drillmatic. He has no bad albums in his discography, bro. And we all know when it comes to just barring shit up, he get busy 300 bars, 500 bars. All that. All the diss records he done did. This nigga is really a lyrical, one of the most lyrical rappers to ever come through the game, bro. One of. And like I said, you don't gotta like these guys. There's a few rappers outside of their artistry that, yeah, I'm kind of cool on them. But when it comes to this rap shit, how can you honestly sit up here and put these guys over that man? You can't do that. You cannot have Eazy-E and Be Real for sure over the game. You can't do that. I'm sorry, you just cannot do that. Tyler the Creator, top 5? No. Mm-mm. In no way, shape, or form does Tyler the Creator rap better than the game. No way. It's impossible. He just does not. He doesn't. Snoop Dogg, very impactful, classic albums, arguably the most famous rapper that come from LA. Understand it. Kendrick Lamar goes without saying. Those are the only two that I'm really putting over him. But Be Real, Ice-T, DJ Quick, I might put DJ Quick up there. I might. Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, but even then, no, you can't. I don't care how you shuffle it. He's top 5. 100% top 5. And I know he put up a post recently when he was talking about, how he responded to the list. Let me see what he said exactly, because actually I should have bookmarked it, but I know he said something as regards to, what. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Let me see. Here we go. Game at 11 is nasty work. I'll bust that whole list ass. All the motivation I needed to finish the documentary 3. Y'all got the game fucked up. Then somebody else reposted it. Yeah. I can't find the other one when he was talking about. Yeah, so again, you can't have no 50 greatest rappers list out of LA and not have him on there. I just don't see it. But I'm definitely I'm ready to hear his album, because anytime he drops an album, he delivers. Again, antics aside, you can't have that. And I want to know what Tyler the Creator has done so much to I'm not leaving that one. I want to know really what he's done so much to be dubbed top 5 already. You're gonna put Tyler the Creator over. Why would you even put him over Nipsey? To be honest, I'm just being real. You put him over. Who else was above him? Ice-T, okay, I could probably understand it. Be Real, but I wouldn't even put Tyler top 5. He got dubbed. He got ranked right at 5. No. Especially when you got Game at 11. Be Real, that's just insane. I thought that was gonna be like in the 20s or something like that. You shot him all the way up to 7. That's crazy work. Eazy-E, legend. But no. Again, the game, he revived the West Coast when it was dead. I think he sold 600 first week with the documentary, man. Like, no, classic records. Classic records. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. Hopefully, I'm interested to see what his album sounds like, because we all know, again, when he drops some great shit. And I can't say without, I'd be lying if I said that nigga dropped a bad album. And I'm a Game fan. Everybody knows I'm a Game fan, but I'm fair too. If he had some duds, I would have said it was his duds. He got 2 classics in my opinion, the documentary and Jesus Piece. Other than that, good albums. But anything bad, no. And he can out-rap everybody on this list. That's a crazy thing. Like, he can out-rap everybody, probably except maybe Kendrick. And he's out-rapped Kendrick on a few records. On Me, he out-rapped him on that. And there was another record on, was it For the Town on the Red album? They had a track on, was it Red Nation? Let me see. There's a record that they had on the Red album. What is that? The City. I think he got him on The City. So I think he got him on The City and he got him on Me. But to all these other guys, he cleaning them up. He's definitely out rapping Snoop. He's out rapping Cube. He's out rapping Dr. Dre. That go without saying. Tyler out rapping him. DJ Quick out rapping him. Ice-T out rapping him. Be Real out rapping him. Eazy-E out rapping. Nipsey for sure out rapping him. R.P. to Nipsey. I love Nipsey. Gave me a classic album, but you didn't put in enough work. He didn't put in enough work to be over the game. I'm sorry. So that's that on that. Hopefully that I don't know. The list is what it is now, but crazy disrespect to the game. So let's get into some sports shit, man. We had the Knicks versus Pacers game 6 that wrapped up last night. Pacers handled business, and them niggas is going to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2000, 25 years. That's crazy. I remember watching that Finals live. Handled business. Pascal Siakam took home Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Salute to Pascal. He had definitely some huge games in the series. The Pacers won that game 125 to 108. Pascal Siakam, he had 31 points. Had very efficient shot, 10 and 15 from the floor. Who else got busy? Tyrese Halliburton did his thing. Had 21, 13 assists. Good efficient game. Nembhard had 14. Miles Turner had 11. Aaron Naismith had 10. Obi Toppin had 18 off the bench. Thomas Bryant put in another 11. The Knicks, man, I don't think the Knicks got to do too many crazy changing around and nothing like that. I'm seeing the rufflings about players upset with Cat and his performance and, his lack of defensive effort. Here's my thing. Sometimes as a team, look at the Pacers. The Pacers, they got whopped last year in the East Conference Finals. Got smoked. Completely blown off the fucking map by the Celtics. They ran it back. They ran it the fuck back. And look where they're at. They're in the finals. I don't think the Knicks got to hit a panic button as far as that. If they want to make a coaching change with Thibodeau, because a lot of people feel like Tom Thibodeau's coaching is kind of outdated. Okay, cool. I'm not mad at that. But as far as roster changes, why trade Cat? You just traded for the nigga. I think you need to just go ahead, let the contract run out, and then revisit changes. But I don't think they need to make no drastic changes. I might be the minority in that. I feel like the Knicks honestly need to just run it the fuck back. Sometimes the team just got your number. And I feel like the Pacers, they just have the Knicks number. I don't think they need to just gut that roster. I think they'll be making a huge mistake. Kind of getting another score. First of all, they need a better backup PG. Go find a backup PG that can score. I feel like that's the only major change that they need on this roster. Is a back. Campaign ain't it. He is not it. And get you a backup wing. If you was to trade anybody on this team, get Miles Bridges the fuck out of here, bro. Enough. Niggas was doing this baby KD shit when he got traded from the Suns to the Brooklyn Nets, and then he came out in the first couple of games, had a 40-point game, then had a 50-point game. Miles Bridges is an imaginary player. That nigga is a fraud. If you're going to trade anybody on the Knicks, trade that nigga. You don't need to trade Cat. Cat is a great fit. He just made All-NBA. Again, I don't feel like they got to make any drastic changes on that team. But if you're going to trade anybody, trade that nigga Bridges. That nigga is an imaginary player, bro. He did not perform to the standard that the Knicks needed him to do. I'm sorry. Just enough of that. But focusing on the Pacers, again, salute to the Pacers for doing their thing. Well deserved to get to the finals. So we will have an Indiana Pacers OKC final. I do think the Thunder will probably take the series probably in 6, but I will not be surprised if the Pacers win this in 6. I think they match up well, especially off the bench. The Pacers have a very, very good bench that matches up with the Thunder. Of course, the starting fives, you're going to lean more towards the Thunder with J-Dub, SGA, of course, even Caruso in the starting lineup. So, and they could get buckets. We all know the Thunder, they shoot great from 3. They can get high from 3. But the Pacers can as well. I could see a situation where the Pacers take game 1. I can see that. If the Thunder come out slipping, they can lose this series. I know it's popular because SGA, he's having a great year. He's doing this thing. Again, I do think the Thunder do take this series in 6. But I can see the Pacers coming out victorious in this finals. I definitely see it. And also another thing. Every year, you niggas prove that you don't like basketball. Every fucking year, y'all niggas prove y'all don't like basketball. Niggas talking about, I see somebody put up a gif of David Stern talking about, David Stern when he sees the Indiana Pacers OKC for a final and him spitting out the water. Bro, y'all, every year y'all prove y'all don't know who David Stern was. He didn't give a fuck about the finals. The NBA don't care about what the finals is. I don't know how many times I got to express this shit. The NBA don't give a fuck about who's in the finals. I remember a few years ago when we had the Miami Heat and Denver Nuggets final. And you niggas swore up and down before that finals happened that it was rigged because you saw an NBA Finals promo that had Celtics and Lakers on that motherfucker. Y'all need to stop it, bruh. Enough is enough. The NBA don't care about who the finals is, and anybody who knows Indiana, they know that's a basketball state. Why wouldn't it be good basketball? But because it's not Boston, it's not LA, it's not New York. And another thing, if it was so rigged, why the fuck the Bulls and the Knicks ain't been in the finals in over 20-something years? If the NBA is so rigged. Those are two in the top 5 most valuable franchises. Somebody answer that for me. Since the NBA is so rigged, then, ratings this. Dog, shut up. Salute to Indiana and salute to the OKC Thunder for making the finals. And I think it's going to be one of the best finals. And I want to salute the playoffs because every year you niggas be complaining and bitching about the playoffs. We had a great playoffs this year. I can't really remember the last time we had a horrible playoff. I think y'all niggas just go out your way to be like, because we don't have buzzer beaters at the end of every fucking game or the end of the series, it was a trash playoffs. We had a great playoffs this year. Great playoffs. Really wasn't no major injuries like that outside of Tatum. We had some clutch games, just some good series. All in all, though, it was a great playoffs for me. So I'm interested to see how this final plays out. It starts on Thursday. So salute to the Indiana Pacers for getting to the finals for the first time since 2000. So they're going to have a lot of fire. The Thunder getting to the finals for the first time since 2012. I think it's going to be a great finals. And I don't think this is just going to be a walk in the park for the Thunder. I don't. I really don't see them just dragging the Pacers. I can see a situation where Indiana goes down there Thursday and they handling business in them first 2 games. I'm not saying they're going to take the first 2. But if they had to take a game, it's going to be game 1. It's going to be game 1. We all know they can hold serve at home. They can get busy at home. But if they think this is going to be a walk in the park, they got another thing coming. So now, this face of the league and Ant Edwards thing. I want to address Ant first. Ant Edwards. Because you niggas love to coddle this guy. And me personally, I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of the coddling when it comes to Ant, bro. Enough is enough. This nigga in the playoffs averaged 25 points. Cool. 7 rebounds, 5 assists in 15 games. But let's talk about his efficiency, right? Ant Edwards' efficiency in these playoffs was around 45% total. But in this last series, because you niggas love to put on the fucking cape, bro. I'm gonna read his field goal percentage in the series against the OKC Thunder. Game 1, 38%. Game 2, 38%. Game 3, 46%. Game 4, he had 70%. But we have to, I want to be, hold on. Because he only had, how many points he had in that game? Let me see. He had 30. Was that one? He had 30 points. Yeah, he had 32 points, 30 points in those back-to-back games. But them last 2 games was ridiculous. He shot 13 times, and then he shot 18 times, 7. He made 7 out of 18 in the last game, had 19 points. And the game before that, he logged 41 minutes, 16 points. He shot 5 of 13 from the field. In the game before that, he shot 12 of 17 from the field. Pretty good efficiency. But they lost that game as well because they lost the series in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they lost the series in 5. So they won game 3. They won game 3. And then after that, they got ran out. They just couldn't handle business. Ant Edwards has not played to this 88 Jordan that y'all compared him to. And trust me, I got the clips. I remember. I was there. Y'all was calling this nigga 88 Jordan just a year ago. And I always told y'all, and even the team page, they was running they had the little graphic of Kobe on this side, Jordan on this side, him in the middle, and they had the little caption. I'm like, y'all playing a dangerous game. You cannot continue to prop this man up, call him top 5, call him the best shooting guard, and then coddle this man when he goes out in the fashion that he goes out. And I fuck with Ant Edwards. I'm not moving him down my ranks. But also at the same time, too, I'm going to hold him accountable for where I got him at. Do I think Ant is the best shooting guard? He has a case to be. But what comes with that is expectations. You cannot continue to prop this man up and then coddle him. The man just played bad. And what the real problem is, a lot of you niggas are attracted to Ant, so you don't want to say he played bad. That's all it is. That's all it is. We're going to start calling it what it is. A lot of it is attraction to these players. You attracted to Ant, so you don't want to say he played bad. You cannot excuse a guy shooting 7 to 18 in the closeout game. The game before that you needed, down 2-1, you shoot 5 of 13, 38% from the floor, 30% from the floor. He will be fine. Yes, he's 23 years old. But you can't use that when he plays bad. Because when he killing shit, it's, oh, that nigga only 23 years old and he playing like this. But then when he go out like this, oh, man, y'all got to chill. He only 23. No, you can't have it both ways. If he's a dog, he got to take what come with that. If you crown him, then crown him. Hold him accountable when he played bad too. But you crown that nigga. You don't get to put him top 5 and then coddle that man. That's not how the game works. Y'all love to do that shit. You did it a few years ago with Luka too. Oh, he only 22, 23. That's not my problem. If you dub somebody top 5, he got top 5 expectations. That's what come with the shit. So no, it's not, oh, Ant is only 23 years old. We got to know. We ain't got to do shit. If you put this man top 5, you got top 5 expectations. I expect Ant to come back next year and be better. But for these last 2 games, that was ridiculous, bro. Insane. For somebody who's the best player on the team, and you needed those. You was down 2-1 in that game 4. You needed that. Then game 5, hey, is do or die. Got mopped. And then you only shoot the ball 13 times? Come on, bro. Come on, man. That's inexcusable. You got to stop making excuses for these guys because you like them or you like the way they look. Come on, man. We pass all that, bro. We pass all that. And Ant is still a superstar. He is still a superstar. He's still one of the faces of the NBA. Segue into my next point. Y'all don't know how this face of the NBA shit works. So let me tell you. Throughout the history of the game, do you have one player that may be the top dog when it comes to the face of the NBA? Yes, you do. But for the most part, consistently, you always have multiple faces of the NBA. And let me start with the 80s because I ain't going to go all the way back to the 70s, 60s. I really don't give a fuck about that era. No disrespect to y'all. You had Bird and Magic. But you know what also, who was also part of the faces of the NBA around that time? Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan wasn't as big probably in that time frame as Magic and Bird, especially from a notoriety standpoint, getting accolades and all that. But it was Magic, Bird, and Jordan collectively the face of the NBA. Let's go into the 90s. Jordan, top dog without a doubt. Nobody when it came to the face of the NBA was over Jordan, but you had other faces. Who were they? Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley. You can even throw Shaq in there. You get what I'm saying? Like, those guys also standing next to Jordan were one of the faces of the NBA. Let's go to the 2000s. You have Shaq again. You got Kobe Bryant. You got Tim Duncan. You got Allen Iverson. You got T-Mac. Collectively, it was a pool. It was a pool of guys. Let's go on. Let's continue. 2010s, of course, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, James Harden. List goes on. You've always had, let's go into now. Right now, the faces of the league are Luka Doncic, Joker, Giannis, Tatum, SGA, Ant Edwards. It's a pool. Wemby. It's at least 7 guys who are the face of the NBA. That's how this shit works. There's not one guy who stands alone as the face of the NBA. Now, how you rank them is how you rank them. But when it comes to faces, there are multiple faces of the NBA. There's not one guy who's just the face of the NBA. It's never been that way. And the NBA don't decide who's the face of the NBA. The fans do. It's always been that way. And the player don't have no choice. The player either is going to play great and he rises to be in the face because Joker was a second-round pick. The NBA didn't pick Joker. He rose to be that. SGA, he rose to be that. So when your play rises to an elite level, you place yourself as one of the faces of the NBA. That's how the shit works. That's how it always works, and that's how it always will be. There's not one guy that's the face of the NBA, bro. It's never been that way. Never been that way. And it will continue to be that way. If a player don't want to be the face of the NBA, you know how you don't become the face of the NBA no more? By being sorry. That's how you no longer insert yourself in the face of the NBA. The NBA don't pick it. I'm tired of y'all having these conversations about the NBA want this to be the NBA don't decide who the fuck of the face of the NBA is, bruh. They don't. The fans do. And if a player don't want to be a face of the NBA, become a sorry player. That's how we won't care about you no more. That's how that shit work. So I just wanted to address that because there's always some confusion on how the fuck the face of this NBA shit work, bruh. Y'all got it all twisted. It's always been multiple faces of the time. Again, you can have one person that is the top dog, but for the most part, you have multiple faces of the NBA at one time. It's always been that way. Xavier Legette. Xavier Legette is a wide receiver for my favorite team of the Carolina Panthers. I want to salute, dog. Had an okay rookie season last year. Had a couple of games where, kind of causes because of his drops. But I'm going to give him a little grace because he was a rookie. With that being said, this nigga has had more coverage than my franchise quarterback, Bryce Young, in the offseason. Due to his country accent, his love for horses, the whole nine. Cool. I need at least 1,200 yards and 10 TDs this year, bro. I need that. You getting all this coverage. Even on the NFL page, they had him when the Kentucky Derby came around. This man getting coverage like he an elite player. So I'm more than fair to ask 1,200 yards and 10 TDs, dog. I don't feel like I'm wrong for asking for that. And again, I fuck with dog. Of course, he's on my team. I want to see him be great. But I needed somewhat of a Pro Bowl season from him, man. Come on, you getting all this coverage. Again, he get more coverage than Bryce Young. He get more coverage than Bryce Young out here, bro, in the offseason. At the hockey game doing this thing, I'm like, God damn. I hope that on-field production match. So I feel like I'm more than fair than asking for 1,200 yards and 10 TDs from Xavier this year. I don't feel like I'm wrong for that. I don't feel like I'm wrong for that at all, dog. Salute. You're doing your thing. The content has been cool. Some of it is kind of like, all right, bro, we dragging it. All in all, though, cool. You're doing your thing. And I hope he run his endorsements up. But I need 1,200 yards and 10 TDs, bro. That's what I need. I need that. Let me go ahead and get that. So again, salute to Xavier, but yeah, you getting more coverage than my franchise quarterback, bro. I need at least I need them numbers, bro. I need that. Stefon Diggs. I don't understand sometimes when these athletes, especially in the social media era, are not aware of their surroundings. I don't be understanding this shit, bro. Stefon Diggs is on the boat having a good time with some beautiful women. I'm not mad at that. This man proceeds to pull out was to be maybe some coke. I don't know because I don't do drugs, so I don't know. So would somebody want to give me the correct term? Okay, cool. That's what it looked like to me. And you on camera, and I know the camera person is right here. So I know you see the person got the camera out and you just gonna pull that shit out like it's nothing. Mike Vrabel has some choice words as regards to that. We all know the Patriots, they don't play when it comes to shit like that. OTAs is going on. I'm not saying he had to show up to the OTAs because most of the time they're not required. But, bro, you on a new team coming off an ACL injury. Come on, man. The optics matter, bro. The optics matter. You're basically on a prove-it deal with the Patriots, bro. That's just it doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense. It was just stupid. That shit was just dumb. It didn't make sense. Wasn't aware of your surroundings. I'm not saying these players don't gotta have a good time, but bruh, come on, man. Be aware of your surroundings. I have my own opinions about the drugs. I don't dibble and dabble in that. I don't do that shit. To me, that shit lame. That shit whack. Other than that, I'm not saying dog can't have a good time, but bruh, come on, man, you pulling that shit out on camera, dog. That shit is stupid. And like I said, I know he see it because it's right here. Literally right here. The camera is right there. You not aware of your surroundings, bruh? And again, context matters. You coming off an ACL injury, you playing for the Patriots. They on the rise with their young franchise quarterback, Drake May. Bro, you got to be smarter than that, bro. You got to be smarter than that. Got to be smarter. It's just not a good look. Not a good look at all. Not a good look. Stefon got to he got to tighten up, bro. And they had the little funny Vikings video about, who's the player you least likely to date your sister and all that. That was a little funny thing that was coming off the heels of that. But, bro, this is serious business now. You 30, about to be 31 years old, coming off an injury. I'm pretty sure you want to play football a few more years, bro. It's not a good look. He got to tighten up on that end. That was just inexcusable in my opinion, bro. Inexcusable. Zion Williamson has a R-word lawsuit. So I want to go ahead and I want to address that because, again, this is very, very serious. Very, very serious. A lawsuit was filed against NBA star Zion Williamson Friday, according to the New Orleans Pelicans player, of all word and physically abusing a woman who claims they dated from 2018 to 2023. The lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court by a woman who will proceed anonymously with the suit as Jane Doe. She accused Williamson, 24, of all-wording her in his Beverly Hills home in September 2020 and again at an unspecified location in Beverly Hills a month later. In a statement, Williamson's attorney, Michael A. Balacito, described the woman's lawsuit as an extortion attempt. We take these allegations with the utmost seriousness, and we unequivocally deny them, he said. The allegations contained in the complaint are categorically false and reckless. The NBA and the Pelicans did not immediately respond to the request for comment. In the first incident, the lawsuit alleges Williamson R-worded the woman when she tried going to sleep. It states that when she attempted to go to sleep, Williamson called her stuck up and a bitch and told her she could not go to sleep until she had sex with him. Yeah, this is very serious allegation. So we also know that Zion was also caught up in that whole little scandal with Mariah Mills, the porn star. She also is reaching out to Tony Busby for her own lawsuit against filing against Zion for abuse as well. So all I got to say with Zion is, bruh, some of y'all might not believe this, but Zion is going on year 7. Year 7 in the NBA. He has not logged a playoff minute yet. He has not logged a playoff minute yet. In 7 years, he will be coming up on his 7th year in the NBA. Zion Williamson is projected to be one of the best players in the league when he was drafted. Franchise, without a doubt, franchise caliber player. Zion Williamson, I believe, has played, I don't even think he's played a full NBA season yet. Let me look this up right now. Because this is ridiculous with this guy, man. Zion Williamson has missed a significant portion of his career due to injuries. Missing 268 games across 6 seasons. He has played in 214 games, meaning he has missed more games than he has played. For example, in his first season, Zion missed 24 games. In the 2020-2021 season, he missed 61 games. And in the 2021-22 season, he missed all 82 games. In the 2022-2023 season, he missed 29 games. And in the 2023-2024 season, he missed 70 games. In the 2024-2025 season, he hasn't missed 30 games. We all know what Zion does when he's actually playing. He's all NBA level when he plays. But the best ability is availability. He don't play. The nigga don't play games. He is trending towards being a bust. That's where Zion is trending. We talking about year 7. I can't believe it's been 7 years since Zion got drafted. And all we know Zion for is, unfortunately, his off-court shit and him missing games. For Zion Williamson to be 7 years in the career and not log a playoff minute yet is unacceptable for where he's projected to be. He needs to tighten up. And I don't got nothing against Zion. I think Zion, when he plays, is all NBA caliber. And he has all-time potential, but he got to tighten up. I know his diet was an issue. Now, I never believed Zion was over 300 pounds. I defended him. I have defended Zion multiple times. Some of my friends could attest to that. I defended this guy, but enough is enough. I can't defend Zion no more. And I hope these allegations are not true, because if it is true, he got to go. Just like anybody else I talk about on here. He has to go. But this 100% is unacceptable, bro. Unacceptable. This cannot go on, bro. This cannot go on. I hope these allegations are not true. I hope they're not true with Mariah as well. But I just want to see Zion play a full season for multiple seasons, bro. That's all I really want. That's all I want for any of these NBA players. But the elite ones especially, I just want to see them play games, bro. That's all I want to see is them play games. That's all. I'm not asking for much. Just go out here and play to your potential. You was drafted number 1 overall, bro. That's all I want for you. Continue to play ball, take care of your family, do your thing. But sometimes these guys, man, I got to accept that sometimes, and this is not talking about the allegations. I'm talking about just the want to play the game. Sometimes these guys are just setting their ways. They get this money, and feel like that's all the work they got to do. And I'm not even gonna blame the people around them no more. I'm done. I'm done with that. I gotta give them the benefit of the doubt because I'm not in those circles. I don't know what they telling these players, so I don't know what they telling Zion. And I'm inclined to believe that they are putting the ear to him as far as positivity because at the end of the day, he's the breadwinner. They are getting taken care of because of Zion. So why wouldn't they be positive in his ear? That it wouldn't make sense for me for them to just be like, yeah, no, nah. He provided living for me. You got to think these athletes are taking care of a lot of lives, down to the agent, down to a family member, cousin, mama, granny, third cousin, second cousin, maybe. I don't know. It could fall down the line how it falls down the line. But I'm inclined to believe that they be talking to these guys, man. They be talking to these guys, but sometimes they just set in their ways. And sometimes when it's too late, it's too late. So I hope Zion tightens up. Again, I hope these allegations are not true. And ultimately, man, I just want to see this nigga play basketball, man. That's all I want. I don't ask for much. Just play basketball and be consistent. I want to see this man play a full season for multiple years in a row, so we can see him play to the level that we know he's capable of. Because when he got drafted, he was dubbed generational. And based off his talent, he is generational. Zion is a generational talent. But he just don't be on the court long enough, man. So hopefully Zion, it tightens up and, is able to play the game, man. And I hope these allegations are not true, bro. Because if they are, you got to go. You got to go. So that's pretty much all I got for this week. I want to thank y'all for tapping in again with me this week, taking this ride when we 4 episodes in. And shit, man, it seemed like I just did my first episode last week. So, time waits for no man. Continue to please be out here, do your thing. Please take everything a day at a time. If you're going through some hard times right now, continue to just, stay positive. I know it's cliche, but stay positive. Pray every day. If you're not really just tap into whatever you can to help you stay at peace, get in the gym, do yoga, therapy, whatever the case may be. But ultimately, man, because life is short, life is precious, and you got to try to have more peaceful days and stressful ones. So again, I want to thank y'all for tapping in with me again this week. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this. It don't cost nothing to like, share, and subscribe. Tell somebody about it. And again, like I say every week, my name is Mike. This is I'm Not Repeating Myself podcast. And I hope you heard what I said the first time because I'm not repeating myself. I'm out.